Hi, I'm Anya. Let me tell you something a little funny today. The other day, I opened my fridge, and it was almost empty. Just one tomato was sitting there looking at me like, why am I the only one left? So I decided, all right, it's time for a grocery run. But here's where the story becomes a little different. That morning, I told myself something. I'm not just going shopping, I'm going to practice English while I do it. Not with any big plan. Just naturally. As part of my day. While getting ready, I made my shopping list. But instead of writing in my native language, I wrote it all in English: milk, pasta, yogurt, carrots, bread, simple things. And as I wrote them down, I softly spoke them out loud. I need a bottle of milk. I'm out of cooking oil. It felt nice, like I was preparing my brain to think in English. I left my house and started walking to the store. And you know what? I continued talking to myself in English. Not loudly, of course. Just enough that I could hear myself. I said things like, do I want to make pasta tonight? Maybe I'll get bananas too, if they are not too expensive. No one noticed. I was just a girl walking with a shopping bag, but in my head, I was living in English. Once I entered the store, something funny happened. I caught myself talking to tomatoes. I picked one up and said, "You look fresh," and smiled. Not because I'm crazy, but because I was using everything around me to practice English. I looked at cereal boxes and read their labels in English. I compared two types of peanut butter and said, this one is cheaper, but that one has better ingredients. I even whispered some full sentences to myself as I pushed the cart. It felt playful, like I was in my own little English world. Then came a real moment. I couldn't find the olive oil. I looked around and finally saw a staff member nearby. For a second, I hesitated, but then, I took a deep breath and asked, "Excuse me, can you please tell me where the olive oil is?" He smiled and said, "Aisle 3, right next to the vinegar." And just like that, I had a real conversation. In English. With a stranger. No stress, no panic, just normal human talk. At the counter, the cashier asked, "Would you like a carry bag?" And I replied, "Yes, please." One bag. Simple, right? But I left the store smiling. Because that day, I didn't just shop for food, I practiced speaking, thinking, and interacting in English, naturally, without pressure. When I got back home, I made some tea and opened my little journal. I wrote, "Today I spoke to myself in English while shopping. I asked for olive oil. I answered the cashier. I felt more confident than last time. And you know what? That small act of reflection made me feel proud. I didn't need a classroom. I just needed a tomato, a shopping list, and a little bit of courage." So, my friend, if you're learning English like I am, don't wait for a perfect moment. Start where you are. And yes, I've made a small free printable checklist you can use next time you go shopping. It has helpful phrases, vocabulary, and tips to remind you how to speak while you shop. But don't grab it just yet, watch this full video first, so you understand how to use it effectively. The link is waiting in the description below. Let me know in the comments. Do you talk to yourself while doing daily things like cooking or shopping? What's your favorite way to sneak English practice into your life? Let's keep growing, not just fluently, but fearlessly. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more.